Personally, the experience of knowing a coffee processing company was something very interesting because being a native of a coffee growing country where our customs are rooted in coffee and realizing that I didn't know much about the product that we consume daily taught me to evaluate the richness of our lands and all the complex process that coffee production takes to have it on the table of all Colombians and internationally. I started the tour very surprised when I realized that the coffee being taken directly from the trees or cherry as technically said was not sour or bitter as imagined it, but quite the opposite depending on its type comes its sweetness and softness. Personally, my favorite was the orange as it has softness and higher natural glucose. In the months of September to February, they are in the harvest season where they collect the cherries from the trees and they take them to the washing process. Then they are collected in bags and sealed to prevent the entry of air cooled anaerobic to be fermented from 24 to 36 hours in order to pass the processing plant where the pulping is carried out, which separates the green coffee from the ripe and expels the lichen that is the natural water of the coffee. It is left overnight and then goes directly to the fermentation tank by means of some bands that rise and fall where the honey process is carried out, which is the natural molasses that the coffee has another of the process that the company has in another fermentation tank. The pulped coffee arrives where an aerobic process is carried out since the tank is not covered. Then it is left 20 hours to carry out the washing process. Once the process is finished, it goes to conveyor belt where it goes to a special machine that performs the semi-washes process. Where the mucilage is removed, it continues on the same conveyor belt until it reaches the desiccation area since the coffee arrives with 60% humidity, where it is left overnight in the oreador to dehydrate, or it can also be passed to the machine drying, which will give another type of process to the coffee. There is also the drying process by machine coffee, which is heated on the floor in a traditional way. The parchment is the husks that covers the coffee from any contamination, and that is how it is kept until sale. And when is exported, it is threshed to remove the parchment and then pass it through a series of meshes where the Coffee Association catalogs a size 50 Maya hen forth that is of a better quality. Another drying process is also on the floor, but with the transparent plastic on the top of the coffee that provides more heat and is called second, which is what floats. It is the national coffee called pasilla coffee, but it is of a low quality. Another coffee process called honey that is dried in the shape but handles different types of honey with different washing process, such as white honey is washing, yellow honey is semi-washed, red honey is dried in polished shape, and black honey is high fermentation and zero sun. When the threshing process is carried out, the final coffee process, it is first weighed in the gramera, then the coffee indicators are taken to make a general analysis of that specific production. We go to the threshing machine, then the coffee already threshed is removed to a container and it's weighed again in the gramera to remove the new indicators. Then we pass it through the mallas and define the thickness of the coffee, the thickness coffees are filtered and then is passed to the toaster machine for no more than 50 minutes. Then we transfer the roaster coffee to the grinding machine to finally pack the coffee in the appropriate bags and deliver it to the end of customer. Hacienda La Pradera has different drying machines manufactured by the companies Zika Ingeniería SAS, which makes customized machinery to the customer's needs, specifically for coffee and cocoa, which are mechanical drying machines. They are handled two types of machines. One that makes a process where it captures not air and makes a roasting effect by turning without heating the coffee, and the 3-deck machine offers another type of drying that allows you to experiment with variable types of coffee. A curious fact is that the mucilage comes out with yeasts and antioxidants that are used to generate fuel for the drying machines. Another curious fact about coffee is that not all its organic materials are discarded, as well as we generate energy to the machines. Also with the coffee hugs, different infuses drinks can be made to make a tea based on coffee hugs. Together with the Chamber of Commerce from Bucaramanga, a group of companies called the Coffee Cluster was organized with approximately 30 companies that investigate the use of the coffee hugs. At the end of the day, I had the opportunity to be part of the tasting of 4 types of coffee, where I learned how to taste it depending on the part of the tongue and its aromas. I feel flavors such as chocolate, tamarind, and blueberries that give it a smooth texture, and at the same time citrus time to coffee, and all under biosecurity protocol.
After having completed the tour through the Pradera Coffee Hacienda, we were observed to more than 55 cooperative adventures, which make this coffee production hacienda make a difference in the international and national market. The main competitive adventures we want to highlight are: it is a 100% organic company. The variety of coffee handled by this company are with science. They have 8 types of coffee, to which each one undergoes 3 different types of process, offering a wide portfolio of flavors and qualities. This makes it possible to prove different experiences we consume. The roasting process that can be carried out on coffee. Machine process. We can identify traceability when the coffee is from the farm and the production is from a single lot, totally different from when it is combined with coffee from other lots and regions. The land where the coffee plantation is located is a rich land, and thanks to the height in which is located, pests are avoided. The coffee residues such as natural juice and peel are used in the same operation of the machine and in the investigation of the new tea process. The human talent of the company can be appropriated by observing that all its workers are committed to the company, working in a good working environment under optimal conditions. Certificates and contests about through hard work provide general confidence to future customers. The big space from the creation of a new flowers. The growth and duration of the family business over time. Has control of the production in its production and marketing process. Machinery is another competitive adventure site is the 100% organic in use and its full its too. So the production that takes place on the farm is mostly sold. The last and not least, science is considered a commodity in difficult economic times such as the pandemic. Its sales did not decrease, and the contrary, they grew. Thanks to these experiences and what they learned in the course, we can observe Asia company in detail and identify the great opportunities that exist both inside and outside the country.